a lot of things in that game. First of all, Marshall's a heck of a football team, and they played a hard-fought game. They're well coached, and they've got a good team, and wish them luck. Thought that that staff and those players did a great job today. I'm proud of our guys and the way they hung in there through the momentum swings of the game. Thought we had complementary football in a lot of ways, played off of each other. Moments in the game where one side let the other side down, the other side responded, and put the defense in some tough situations with 3 turnovers and responded in most of those. We got some turnovers of our own, some individual performances. Obviously, 4 touchdown passes from MJ and tarnished with his 3 interceptions, but he gave us the spark we needed. Some good balls. I thought KC, 100 yards, was electric running the football for us too. I know those are counted as completions right now, the way we're doing that. But when he gets the ball in his hands, it was great to get Trent Penix going in our offense. He was well-designed plays, called at the right time by Coach and I, and well executed by the guys. Really, really impressed with those things there. Peyton Wilson, 14 tackles. There was some great pass rush in the game. We got in a tough situation there at the first half, with Sean Brown being out with the targeting from last week, and then Boykin goes down, and then Rock Ashford goes down. I mean, we were out of safeties, and thankfully Boykin was able to return. So that was a tough stretch for a while in that first quarter when it happened. So proud of the resiliency of the group, and take a win any way I can get it. Excited about it, and look forward to next week once we get on the film and get better from this one. Questions?
Charlie, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. It seemed like y'all used kind of like push pass on offense throughout the game. Was that something you saw more on tape, you could run against Marshall, or something to get MJ going in his first game?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, it seemed like y'all used the push pass on offense throughout the game, more than led to a touchdown.
Push pass.
Was that something you saw more on tape against Marshall, or something to try to get MJ going in his first contest?
No, it was more about getting the ball to KC and Julian as a way. We could have handed it to him just as easy, but felt like that was the best way to do it in case there was a mess up. You saw one and ends up being an incomplete pass on those plays. So, last week we wanted to get the ball to those guys more and didn't, with pass game and pass rush that was happening. And we need to get the ball to our playmakers. So it just felt like it was another way to do that, using the run game and putting those guys in the backfield some to spark our run game some. With Kendrick out, we just need to have a rotation with who's carrying the football, and those guys obviously are very dangerous when they get the ball in their arms.
Griffin, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. How different is it? How different is the game plan with MJ starting against Aaron Armstrong?
How different is it for us?
Just the overall game plan and approach to the.
Yeah. Well, it's different. There's a lot more quarterback design runs. Brennan's the quarterback, and obviously you're talking left-handed movements to right-handed on things out of the pocket. So that part's different. He's still a young quarterback. So, the checks and all the things that you might give an experienced guy, you kind of try to make it a little simpler early on and until you can get him in a rhythm. But he has complete grasp of the playbook. It's more about the defenses that you see and the way people disguise and trying to make it as clean as you can, for him. But it's not like you change the playbook. You just alter it, to fit the guy's strengths. And for him, it's more of a passer. So you saw the run game was, with the exception of a couple draws, was handoff runs or the shovel motions that we had.
Noah, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, what does it say, I guess, about MJ and his ability to bounce back from that start where he went 1 for 7, 2 interceptions, and came back and, had 6 straight completions and really got going there?
Yeah, I couldn't have started any worse, right? His first pass is picked and the guy was wide open. It's just, he's excited to play and was off target, and he's a mentally tough young man. And so wouldn't expect anything less from him. And he's going to respond. Like, that's who he is. He gets in a tough situation, he's going to fight, and he's got a great personality that way. And I think, you saw that, and I'm sure there was a lot of people, what's going on? Like, he hasn't played in a while in a game. And so once we got him going, the guys played hard for him, and he did a great job bouncing back.
Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, Dave, I have a two-parter. One, I guess the kickoffs, the kind of sky kicks you guys did, what led to that? And then
Yeah, that was
the,
terrible.
and then the onside, or pardon me, and then you mentioned complimentary football. How well is the special teams contributing to that phase?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at how Marshall's kickoff return was lined up, they had 6 guys on their front line and everyone else was like 50 yards away. We're trying to kick it in between the two things, not kick it to the guys in the front line. And it was a good call both times. It was a terrible kick both times. You know, you have to execute. If that ball would have landed where we wanted it to, it would have been a mad scramble for the football. And we were kicking into the wind. We were trying not to put the ball in number 2's hands. Again, sometimes plans are great, but you have to execute, you know, and that was a kick we practiced all week and practiced it well. We felt confident that he would kick it well. He missed it the first time. We thought the second time he'd do a good job. So he didn't. And obviously that's on us for calling it, but that's why we called it. And in retrospect, it's easy to be an armchair quarterback on that bad call. And the first to admit when it looks bad, it's a bad call.
And then complimentary football with special teams, how well do you
Yeah.
think?
Return game's been excellent. You know, you saw a great return from Keon. You saw Jalen Coit, 42 return yards. Julian Gray, 42 return yards. Trent Penix had some return yards. Other than the shank punt, Caden responded with some really good punts, huge punt at the end of the game to pin him on the one with that last drive. So our special teams have done a very, very good job this year. There's areas that Coach Goebel wants to be better, but they've definitely held their own.
Final question for Coach. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, Coach, with Delbert Mims and Michael Allen combining for, I believe it was 135 yards, how important was it for them and for MJ to sort of balance the offensive attack and really take some of the pressure off MJ?
Yeah, you know, the run game's quarterback's best friend. You know, if he has to stand back there and throw it with drop protection on game, it's going to be a hard day. And so keeping the defense in check and being balanced and having a physical run game helps the quarterback in more ways than you know. And there's some plays just mentally to be able to take a break, catch it and hand it to somebody and watch them run with it versus having to read coverage and go through a progression and all the things that go with playing quarterback on a pass play. So we need to be efficient in the run game. And, you know, I feel like those backs really played hard tonight. Proud of them, proud of Michael. It was great to see him finally get to show his burst there in a run. And Delbert has been great for us all year. He's been a great short yardage back and showed that he's got a little bit more than that in him today. So proud of him. And hopefully we'll have Kendrick Raphael back for this next one.